And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luco Blaze on The Metal Experience.
Woo! All right, we just heard Stone Feather by Black Baccara. I got it. And Morgan, what is that? What is it?
It was that velvety...
Black Rose.
It's a velvety black
It's
rose.
got a burgundy color, though. There's a
And
difference. Burgundy and black are two different.
Burgundy. And
Like
that...
burnt umber is what some fancy person might call it.
There you go.
Burnt umber.
We looked it up beforehand. We're like, what is that? But yeah, the
Burgundy
first
black.
track that we heard, that was off the upcoming album release, Traces of the Past. And then we heard the band Luca with the song Sinkhole, and that was they have a brand new music video up now on the band's YouTube page. Be sure to check out their EP, Sink or Swim. That was released earlier this year. I am Luca Blaze with Morgan Danielle, rocking out with us in the back of Fitz's spare keys, I should say,
Yeah.
Sons of Ra. Why don't you
Hey.
guys go ahead and introduce yourselves and what you do in the band? And this is the full band.
Yeah.
Good day. Michael Rattay, I play drums.
Keith Wakefield, I play bass.
Eric Oldman, I do the guitar.
And
Yay!
you guys have been on, in some form, multiple... Eric, you're
I
here.
don't know how many times Eric has been on the show, to be honest.
We
yeah,
can- yeah.
I
He
got
pops in so
I got special
often.
passes here.
Yeah.
With different
he's,
drummers.
No, not even with the band.
No, as
So
himself. He's guest
just
hosted.
yeah, because
He's just
I
come to
guest
make an
host.
announcement.
But I just promote our
He's
show.
just
that's
shown
how
up.
it's done, right? Yeah.
So Eric's
Yeah.
Eric's
I get-
definitely been here
I got special.
probably
stuff.
around 10 times.
special
Maybe
powers.
more.
He's a regular.
He's a
10,
regular.
Yeah, I'm like Norm from Cheers.
He's a Metal Experience alumni.
You're right.
Experience.
Been with
Metal.
the show since year one.
Yeah,
He's co-hosted with us
Oh,
before.
gee.
Yeah.
We've co-hosted with Rock in Chicago when you did
yeah,
it.
when we used to do that, yeah. But now we're talking about Sons of Ra.
Sons of Ra.
Yeah.
Ah. What? It just
That
sounds
sounds
holy.
Okay.
Sons of Ra.
Okay. So we got the new lineup.
Space is the place, yes.
And how long has this lineup been?
Actually, we
official.
celebrated our year anniversary at our last show we played at the Beat Kitchen last month.
Mazel tov.
Yeah, to the date. That was the first rehearsal we had with Mike a year to the date. So it was a nice celebration. Yeah.
And then since then, you guys have released, because we've had you on before. We played the first CD.
Yeah, from the
Anthropology.
previous iteration of the band. Yep. Go ahead.
Sorry.
No,
No, you.
No,
You.
I
Please,
insist that
please,
you
I
you should
insist.
go, Luco. You go. I gotta shut up.
I insist.
I forgot what I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
I don't know where.
Something about anthropology.
Yeah.
So then, since that CD's come out, we've got the new lineup. We've got new music we're playing tonight.
Yes.
Never before heard by anybody else?
Not true.
Oh, man.
Well-
I've been lying to people.
Wait, back that. I'm gonna walk that back.
90%.
It's a
I heard
partial. It's a partial truth.
90%.
I heard it yesterday.
Yeah.
80.
Well, I meant outside
So-
of, like, your guys and family.
Yeah.
like-
So there are two songs that we're gonna hear tonight that are completely brand new. Nobody has heard. In recorded form, brand new debut. So you guys get to pop that as cherries.
Yeah.
Heyo.
And then two other songs that we had previously, we actually completely rewrote when Mike joined the band because he added so much to them. And it changed the character of the songs, so we recorded them. So one of them we released about a month ago when we got it, and then the other one, this iteration of the song tonight, will be brand new as well. So
And then all the recordings done.
no. So all the recording was supposed to be done, but it just life gets in the way, you know.
I was going to
So-
say by you.
No, actually, we're recording with our good friend Mr. Vincent Polito up at Swift
Nice.
Road. Yeah,
That's right.
Good guy.
yeah. So
Great guy.
good guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've done 4 songs. We have another 6 we're working on right now, and we're gonna get through those. We'll go back and do another batch of sessions, and then we'll be able to put the whole thing out. But since we have these 4 songs pretty much done, we have a pre-release, but we're gonna put the tracks up so people, when they do like a pre-order for the release, they'll get the 2 tunes. So because there's no right now, we're not doing anything with You know, in terms of like vinyl or anything yet. It's just we're getting the actual album out there. So they'll get these 4 songs when they go and if they do a pre-order, they order it. And then as the other songs come online, they'll be able to grab those.
So then, I mean, as you release them, it's going to be like a full CD, 10 songs,
Yeah.
or are you talking 6?
Oh, yeah. No, it'll be a full 10-song
okay.
album. It's just time released.
Okay.
You know, like medicine. So, wow.
What was that face,
That's-
Morgan?
Is that a whiskey sour you got there?
What are you drinking?
Ginger ale.
So I really think the point of the Moscow Mule cup is because the copper taste to it, kind of like in the silver, kind of helps with the flavor.
There's
No,
silver?
it doesn't.
Convinced it's the
tin.
cup because I just tried this and it's like
Moscow Mule without the copper.
Or they run out of the syrup in the 7-Up mix. Maybe that's what
Is
it
that a
is.
Moscow Mule just in a
Ginger
regular
ale mix.
glass
Yeah.
cup?
it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
It looked like a margarita, so that made me order margarita.
Yeah, it does look like one. I thought you ordered a whiskey
Ain't
sour.
no margarita.
So the idea is the album's kind of time released, and then we're working with Nick Gurley, who's done like stuff for the Chicago Doom, Stonefest. He does a lot of artwork for various bands in the area. We're doing an iterative piece for the artwork for the album too, where each song we release, there's going to be a little bit more of the artwork that's going to be revealed with each tune. So,
Cool.
Yeah, trying to basically say we don't have everything ready yet, so there's a little bit of entertainment value as we're teasing the stuff out. So
Okay.
yeah,
But also to get something out there
Yeah.
instead of waiting 10
yeah,
months because
we can't do
it's
that.
kind of like a different band.
It is,
I feel like I had a
completely.
different
Yeah,
swing to it or something.
Yeah.
So
Without a doubt.
absolutely.
this helps get
Yeah.
new music into people's heads so
Yep.
they can be like, oh, that's who they are now.
Yep, absolutely.
And then also to keep you
Interested,
Yeah.
interested.
Yeah. So
I cannot stress enough with local bands, unsigned bands to, you know, you don't. Everyone always like, we gotta release our full length CD. It's like you don't always have to release a full length. I mean, if you just kept putting out like five song CDs,
Yeah.
that's just you're just more relevant instead
Right.
of
Yeah.
blowing your load with one release, you know, and then you don't hear from
Yeah.
a band for
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 years for another CD.
So,
Yes.
But with you guys just keep releasing
Yeah.
here, release, you know.
So the release strategy
Keep it
is
relevant.
it's kind of like not necessarily subscription based, but more so it's like a magazine or like episodic. You know,
Yeah.
You get and basically something new every month, and then at the end, you know, we do a compilation compendium of all the tracks, and that you can get on a physical media then, because by then we should hopefully have the money to get that stuff done. So
Cool.
yeah.
How did you guys all meet?
So yeah, how did this lineup come into
This lineup or the whole band?
Well, this
Because
lineup.
there's two
I
different
mean,
storylines.
Okay.
So this lineup, if we're focusing on
we're focusing on Sons of Ra here and now.
here and now, the Mark IV version. That's a well. So
Keith, how do you remember meeting Eric?
well, that's
See, now
that's
you're
the
going
old
back.
storyline.
You're,
So
going, you're going back.
you're going back 25
Well, talk
years.
us back just a. So you guys have known each other for that timeline.
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
How did you get with Eric to be in Sons of Ra?
Basically, in the band that I was in at the time, Eric became he was our manager.
That's right.
He became
yeah.
the manager of our band.
Manager.
Which meant
What kind of
Air
band
quotes.
was this?
this was a
Alternative.
Yeah, it was like
heavy rock?
It was kind of alternative heavy
How
rock.
how
band.
come when you were managing this band you never told us you were managing a band? What kind of manager
Oh,
doesn't talk about the
well,
band they're managing?
well, manager in quotations. So at the time, I was in school. I was not 21. I was close to being 21.
Okay.
But so, and the drummer of the band he's talking about was like, "I'm going to be your mentor." Like I didn't have a choice. So we both lived in this. The drummer and I lived in this building that was for. Can I get some more coffee, please? Thanks. For like musicians and artists, like we had rehearsal space, and then like everything was just geared towards you had to be in the performing arts in some fashion to be able to live there and prove it. So I was a music student at the time at Columbia College, so they was like, all right, you can have a studio here. All right, cool. So the drummer for his band lived in the building next door, and I don't know, it was like a party or something. We started hanging out. He's like, oh, you're a music major. He's like, cool, because he wanted a roadie, you know.
We need a roadie.
Right, because he had like the Neil Peart drum kit with like the flaming gong in the back and like this like giant 3-arm rack, and this was like the mid '90s when all that shit I guess was still kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still cool. It's just a lot to carry
It's
around.
a lot to carry around in a small club, yeah. So I was like, that was kind of really my job, but like, and then like since I was carrying stuff and like I wouldn't get carded at the time because they were like, oh, you're with the band and yada yada yada. So then I became the manager, officially, unofficially.
Yes.
So
That's right.
yeah. But then Keith and I, we were hanging out. Like when we started hanging out, we both had very similar interests in music, and a lot of that goes back to like jazz, fusion, progressive rock, and then metal.
Yep. That's exactly right.
So
And yeah, so we continued to jam together through the years,
Yep.
and it became Sons of Ra.
Yeah.
Honestly.
yeah. Our first show was actually a joke, like not in a bad way. It was like literally a show for spite. So my roommate put together weekly shows at a venue. He did like electronic music. He had one Friday night show where the opening band, I guess, or middle band from out of state dropped off. And then, Keith and I would just jam at our apartment. And he's just like, I'm going to go and write 10 tracks worth of beats, like with some basic synth parts or whatever. Yes. I'm going to do this. If you guys can play over it. Okay.
Good luck.
Shows in 2 weeks.
Shows in 2 weeks.
Pretty much.
All right. So we're like, all right, we're game. So then we got my other friend at the time who lived here. He was a keyboardist and a violin player. And I'm like, yeah, this is perfect. So, and then my friend sequestered himself into his studio for basically 2 days, came out, handed his CD. Well, actually, he brought his like DJ rig out, and when like, he would like, the joke was he would start practice because he'd hit the play button and he'd walk away.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Right. So that was part of the act too. He'd be like, "I'm the drummer." Click. And then walk away.
See ya.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, we had a show. It was great. We had a really good response, And then he was like, the friend was like, I got my own stuff going on. We came up with the name as a joke because I was listening to a lot of Sun Ra, the composer, pianist at the time, and like, Sons of Ra, cute. But it stuck. Everybody really liked it. So.
Yep. And we've morphed over the time.
Oh
So-
yeah.
So we're no longer playing over somebody's beats.
No, we're not doing weddings.
Beats by Ra.
Yes,
Right,
beats
right.
by Ra. I like that.
Space is the place. Anyway, we're not doing weddings anymore, so we actually played weddings for a bit. We're on that riff earlier. Did covers, jam band stuff. But then, let's fast forward to the present. So, our previous lineup, we parted ways with our last drummer, and we were just kind of like floating around, like, all right, let's just play shows here and there. And then if somebody wants to work with us or is interested, we'll do it. And then,
We just started talking.
yeah,
just
you can't.
like-
Well, we played like that open mic that you
Yeah.
hosted up at the Grafton.
Yep. Played an open
And
mic.
then we were just like doing acoustic stuff. Like
Yeah.
kind of went back to our original format when we started jamming.
And
then
even then it was kind of weird because it was probably like very folky kind
Yeah.
of music, and then we come in playing prog rock type like
right.
Acoustic. Probably.
acoustic prog rock, acoustic jazz fusion stuff.
instrumental.
Right.
And Mike's like, yeah, I love it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Mike actually, in one of his previous bands, played a show with us in our older incarnation. And then I knew some of his bands in the past. I always kind of dug his drumming style, so really like kind of kinetic, really energetic. But I posted a thing on Facebook. I think what it was of like, I'm tired of just talking to people on Facebook. Let's just go have a beer sometime. Any takers? And Mike took me up on it. So I'm like, all right, well, we're playing an open mic. Come out. We'll have a beer together, a drink or whatever. And he hung out the whole night with us.
Yeah.
And that was kind of important because it was just like, all right, well, one of the things that we want to do is, get out of Chicago and sit in a car for a few hours. And it's like, all right, we got to be able to get along.
Yes.
That's very, very
Sitting
important.
around as a band, that's like your biggest skill in being a band.
Yeah.
Absolutely, if you can get along.
Yeah, if you can get along
When-
for an
when you're not
8-hour
playing.
window and put up with each other, and so it worked. And playing wise and personality wise, it seemed to click for us.
So now you guys only play shows that are 8 hours away more.
Yeah, we don't play in Chicago anymore.
It's all about the experience. It's not
Right.
just a show.
It's the trip.
It's an event.
trip.
The trip, man.
It's the journey.
Dude.
Well, out of the 4 songs that you guys brought tonight,
Yep.
what's the first track out of those that you guys wrote together?
Oh, wow.
Technically,
minor.
2 of those are redos.
Yeah.
So really, the first one we did was either To Something or Ra,
Yeah.
because the other ones were like 2 other covers.
Good point.
Those were completely new songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 3 of us writing together.
Was to something for someone.
Yeah. Probably.
Let's play it.
Yeah.
Let's
Do it.
hear the new and improved Sons of Ra.
Well, hi there. Hello. We know you're enjoying your current dose of metal with the people at the Metal Experience. What are their names, Ryan?
Hey, Morgan and Luco, how you doing?
Well, howdy. Should you get through with your dosage with them and find yourself still wanting metal, come see us at the Epitome of Stupidity podcast. You can find us on Podbean, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, and other places, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's cool. It's a cool show, I must say.
Until then, back to these guys.
Bye-bye.
Yo, what's up, everybody? You got Diggs McNasty,
Timmy D.
Corey Carmander Davidson.
and Jared Ercoli from Fools Through, and we fucking love metal, so listen in to the Metal Experience, because there's some cool motherfuckers, goddammit. Ho ho!
And we're back. I am Morgan Danielle at Luco Blaze, and we are the Metal Experience. And sitting here tonight, we are here again with our friends and Sons of Ra.
Howdy.
And that was a remix, a brand new, up-to-date track for Two Something.
No, that was
for
the
No,
Someone.
that
that's
was
a
the
brand
That's a
new.
brand new one?
That was a world premiere.
What?
That was a world
You
premiere.
guys are doing the world premiere
Oh,
of that.
no.
This is the first one that we
Fail.
wrote together as a
As
threesome.
this unit,
With this,
this lineup.
Morgan.
Sorry.
I was
Okay.
confused
Do you
when
want
he was
to
talking
bring
about
that
the-
in again?
No,
Okay.
it's all good. I'll take my fuck up. I blame it on the alcohol.
Oh
the
my
bitter.
goodness.
If it had the copper cup, you would
Yeah,
have
right?
It.
I mean, the
Yeah.
copper
Damn
cup
that
should have been
copper
totally
cup.
fine.
That brings the good energy into the booze.
First Moscow Mule, not working for me.
You're
Okay, so how do you guys name your tracks without lyrics?
Yeah, how do you come up with?
it's
Like
not
to
that
something
hard.
for someone. What does it
So
mean?
it's a theme.
Is
So
it a love song?
No, to something for someone is just basically kind of our sort of thing in the music scene. Like we're too jammy for most metal bands, or too not metal. But if we play with, like, say, jam bands, we can't play with jam bands.
Why is it
'cause
to TWO though?
to something? It's always to something for someone.
Yeah.
It's always
Well,
to
that's
something.
Rez type. It
It's
should be TOO.
it's TO. Yeah, Vince. Blame it on Vince. He fucked up.
Damn it, Vince! I
Too
was trying to decipher
stupid
a
engineer.
meaning to this, thinking like to
No.
someone like
No, it's TOO. Yeah.
okay TUO,
Yeah, so it's
not
always too
TWO.
always too something for someone.
Gotcha.
Something's either too extra as too extra as 2AF, you know, or it's one side
So
or
it's
the
a
other.
big fuck you.
Well, at the end of the day,
Because
most
you're
rock
like, we
music
are
is.
who we are. Take it or leave it.
You know, I mean, but it's got all of the elements of our sound in the song. I mean,
Yes, it does.
You know, there's like a grooviness to it. There's a good beat. There's the jazz element of the harmonies and all that, and the chords, and the way we play some of the stuff. And it's got the nice little metal section at the end where we kick in and get heavy. So,
How does your writing process together usually work?
it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Because we have old stuff, we have new stuff. You know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times one person will bring in an idea. I've got this idea, or I've got this frame of a song that I'd like to work on, and then we'll add to it and kind of flesh it out. And sometimes it'll come up different than how we originally.
For sure,
Yeah.
it always does.
It always does. Yeah, different.
So like the tunes we reworked when Mike came in, I mean, he put a lot into both, I think, Anti-Fragile and A minor, but particularly with A minor, like the feel completely changed, and there were a lot of like arranging, almost orchestral elements we've kind of dropped in to kind of make the song more interesting, and it gets a completely different feel. So it's a lot of tweaking as we go, as we jam through it. It's a pretty organic process. I mean, I don't come to the guys, or neither of us come with like full charts of here, play this. You know, it's we have a set of ideas or a set of riffs or a framework, like Keith was saying, and then we just kind of work through it and see what fits best, what sounds best, and see how people react to it. So, yeah.
And then, sorry.
Oh, and I was going to say, based on how people react and how it goes after we play it, we're not above changing it, making slight adjustments.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So then how do you guys, I mean, just an instrumental song, because, with like a regular song, structure, you're like, all right, intro into the verse 1, into then the chorus, into the bridge, into the verse 2. Like, is it the same writing style for you too?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't let the instrumental thing like psych us out too much. I mean, if you think about it, like there are years, decades of classical composers that have written songs. Yeah, with strong melodies, and you don't have a problem naming those or filling that or so in jazz too. I mean, from that standpoint. So it's
yeah, I agree. I was going to say from like a jazz writing context, because I think that's probably where Keith and I kind of think, like in terms of how we put a song together. It's not that far removed from writing a rock song or a pop song. There's A section, B section, and C section. D, E, F. Yeah, I mean, we abstracted out.
Keep going on
words. So it's verse, chorus, verse, same kind of stuff. It's just that we always make sure there's a melody section, like a theme. That's got to have some sort of hook in it. Yep. So because the thing that makes to me the difference between good instrumental music and just masturbatory stuff is
masturbatory.
When you walk out of the club,
what are you really
after you see a band, and if you can't remember a damn thing they played, then to me that band hasn't done a very good job. Because if you have something stuck in your head, and like I want to hear that again, then well, okay, you want to see that band again, you want to buy their stuff, whatever. So there's always got to be some sort of like melody, a head section we call it. Yeah. Here we go with the dick jokes again. And then, the other key component, I think, for us, even as we arrange things, is there's room for improvisation. Like, nothing is really 100% set in stone. Yeah. Stuff we've done even a year ago when we started, like, with the first set arrangement, it's tweaked over time. Nothing is ever, I don't think we ever play anything exactly the same place.
So then, even live, do you kind of just jam a little bit more, too, and play a little extra?
Yeah. There's key sections that we cue on,
but then you kind of just play off.
But so melodies can change. Definitely sections of where one of us may be soloing over a particular piece, and not just the guitar, the bass, the drums. All you have equal representation, and that matters.
Now, live, when you guys are doing this, have you ever been like, "Where the fuck were you going with that?"
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's gonna happen sometimes.
Yeah, that's kind of fun sometimes, actually.
That's when you notice us all looking at each other.
Right.
Eye contact becomes the fourth member of the band.
Psychic daggers almost.
We're going.
Fuck, man.
Right.
Have you ever considered maybe for one track, just doing a track with a guest vocalist, kind of like how Apocalyptica has done in the past?
Is this because you want to sing for us?
Do you? No.
I don't know if I'm up to par with my vocals.
We have a standing invitation for Mike Patton.
Okay.
He can come and sing with us anytime.
Yeah, he hasn't answered us yet.
No.
I could also see that. I think this might be something for me where I've gotten involved with them, and so we're still in the newer phase.
Yeah.
So I think we feel like we can run out a lot more fields of instrumental before we're like, okay, let's find someone else.
Yeah.
But if you come across someone that's going to be perfect, then it'll be like, okay.
Yeah, we're not
think of something.
Yeah,
we're not against it.
None of us. I mean,
it's just more schedules. That's why it's easier to do.
It's schedules, and they have to be able to fit in with the way we play music. I mean, it's not run-of-the-mill stuff.
And I guess if I think about it, we're spoiled when it comes to setting up on a stage.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And dealing with the sound coming out of the monitors.
Yeah,
right?
we don't even have to deal with that anymore.
You don't have feedback and things.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, we're completely we're in our own world on stage half the time.
Yeah.
But so not having a vocalist really, there's a lot of economy with that. We have a lot more room. And then, I don't know, for me as a soloist, when I'm taking a section where I'm going to do a solo or an improvisational break, you become that vocalist. Like, you have to be the person that is communicating something that hopefully will either excite the audience or get them to be interested, because that's like your time to do that, Most of the other time, it's like, all right, we're kind of working as a unit cohesively, but when one of us breaks out of that, I think that's kind of the idea of like, all right, there's something extra special going on, and that's really the role of the vocalist is in that context of a soloist.
For sure.
That comes back to the jazz world. So, yeah.
Now with drums, you just go off into straight drum solo?
Straight.
Sometimes.
Straight.
When you're saying to find a melody or just in general with writing?
You guys just stop and just like, all right, drum solo, do your thing.
No.
That's almost. Those are almost more premeditated. It's what happens in there is kind of the magic.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, let's play another track. Let's play another favorite.
All right, let's do A minor.
A minor.
Hey, come check out Small Town Mentality Podcast with your host Ben and
Austin.
We are on every Thursday morning
with tips on how to be a more efficient racist.
No, we don't do that.
Also, best ways to bag your sister in the sack.
No, I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Also, we do impressions.
We don't do that either. We do have some buttons that we push sometimes.
What? And black people.
Anyways, you can check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, and everywhere you get a podcast.
You can find us closest to your nearing burning cross.
No, you can't. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at STM Podcast. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
We're Witherer. Hi, Witherer. And we're addicted to metal on the Metal Experience.
And we're back. I'm Morgan Daniel with Luco Blaze, hanging out with our friends and Sons of Ra here on the Metal Experience.
Howdy-ho.
That was A minor.
Yeah, A minor, not A minor.
A minor.
Yeah.
What?
No.
So your music reminds me of something that would do really great in like a detective or spy movie.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a bridge. You got that chase scene in the middle. You
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah,
I heard a little bit of like a Pink Panther vibe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. This might be a little bit before your time. I don't know if you remember. You ever see the show Chips?
Chips. Yeah.
So it's
I saw the
California
remake.
Highway. Yeah. So that's.
Was there a remake?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's homage to the Chips highway
That's a
chase
movie.
scene with the motorcycles going down the highway.
The remake was with Dax Shepard.
Who?
He directed it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Idiocracy.
who the fuck
Oh, okay.
was his friend?
That's who he was.
The guy that from Let's Be Cops.
Pena, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Michael Pena.
Michael
Okay.
Pena.
I'm
He's
wrong.
hilarious.
He is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, yeah.
He's great. It was a good remake. I
Yeah.
liked it.
So that's
I mean,
Shut up, Luco.
It was all right. It was.
I liked it.
Morgan's like, I want it for Christmas.
It was so
like,
funny.
yeah, it's a movie you watch once and then you never
I
watch
watched it
ever
twice. I watched it with my parents
You
too.
would.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Continuing. All right. So next question, Luco, go.
What?
See, he does that to me
Michael
all the time.
Pena.
He's like,
Michael
Morgan,
Pena.
Ready?
Michael
I got
Pena
nothing.
movies.
Morgan, go. No, that's fine. So we've talked to Eric before a little bit about his background in the music industry. So what about for you guys? What were some of your influences growing up, and how did you guys get started playing your instruments?
All right. I guess it depends on what instrument.
Music or instruments?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wherever you want to start.
Musical instruments. Okay.
Yeah, musical instruments.
Okay. I was a saxophone player in school. I was a band geek from the very beginning in sax. Yeah, so I played sax until college, and that's when I really started getting into guitar and bass guitar. And prior to that, even when I was playing sax in high school, I listened. I was really into jazz, but then I started getting into rock. I'm going to date myself a little bit by bringing this stuff up. But I think originally I started I think Pink Floyd was the first rock thing, because there was a saxophone solo in a song called Dogs of War that I saw on MTV. I was like, that's awesome, and I started watching that. And then from there I went into Motley Crue. From there, I went into then Guns N' Roses came out with Appetite for Destruction. I know the whole
Motley Crue with the saxophone.
This is some nuggets I've never heard.
I'm just wondering how it wasn't Bill Clinton.
No.
He plays saxophone.
He plays tenor. Exactly. I play tenor too.
That's before. This is before that.
This is This is a little before that. And then after Guns N' Roses, my friends were like, "Oh, you like Guns N' Roses? You got to try out Metallica." So then
he became a metalhead.
And Justice for All had just come out, so I got that. And honestly, it sounded like alien music to me, but I didn't understand it, and it was so wonderfully new to me that I'm like, I got to listen to that again, and again. and again, and I became addicted, honestly, and then I started playing sax over metal, so then I would play, with that album and Justice for All, and then I got to find out more. So then I went to Master Puppets. Oh my God, this is amazing! Then go back, then Ride the Lightning. So yeah. So then from then with Megadeth, Slayer, basically. So that really got me into all of the rock world. So by the time I got into college, that's when I started playing guitar and got into bass guitar, and after that, after it was shortly after college that I met Eric, and we started playing together. And I think from my background being in jazz and in like loving metal, it really, in the middle of those two worlds, you have jazz fusion and prog rock. And so bands like Return to Forever, Mahavishnu Orchestra, or King Crimson, or in a prog, any of that kind of stuff. And Eric and I really saw eye to eye on a lot of this stuff, and we're like, wow, So that's how I got to this point. Mm-hmm. So kind of a little crazy world.
So you're saying you know how to play the thrash metal scene on a saxophone?
Oh yeah. I did that for a while. Yeah.
Transcribed everything.
Shit.
Yeah.
Do you have videos of you playing Injustice for All on the saxophone?
Do you have
No, I don't know if I have videos.
of you recording playing this?
This was prior to YouTube.
This was prior when people be able to afford video cameras.
But
right, yeah.
Storage was a lot more.
Yeah, but no, I was just saying to somebody that was actually for I would, any sax player that would ask me, I would suggest trying it, because you're playing in different keys. Like when you're playing horn, typical, you're like playing in B flat, E flat, F. You're playing in keys like that. When you're playing with like music like that, you're playing in E, A, B, F sharp, D. This is not normal for sax. These are different keys. So it was definitely a refreshing playing notes that I'm not used to playing, and but wonderful.
Any saxophone coming for Sons of Ra?
It could happen in the future. We got nothing right now, but it's possible. Yeah. Because honestly, in earlier versions of Sons of Ra, right? We did mix some. I think I did like electronic.
Yeah, you had your MIDI sax.
Yeah, the MIDI sax.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. So who knows? The future. We'll see what the future brings.
I still really want to hear
I do too.
Injustice for All on the saxophone.
I think a cover song needs to be done too.
That one. Yeah. I love it, man.
Please.
Or Blackened. Yeah, love that stuff, man.
Well, he has 2 flute solos in some of our songs that are very
getting into
convincing.
the effects. Yeah. So you asked about effects earlier, and we use a lot, obviously. Keith actually has a guitar synth wired up to his bass that he uses for a number of solo sections.
How does that work?
Yeah, well, the Roland guitar synth, they've got these extra pickups that you can put on your guitar, and even though you don't see it as much, there is a bass version of those pickups, and you can add it to a bass, up to a 6-string bass, which is what I do, and you plug into the guitar synth, and the guitar synth itself has a sound module that's generating all of these tones. So it's not even
just like the one on the keyboard.
Yeah, just like a sound module that you attach to the keyboard.
That's insane.
Yeah. It is insane because you could be like, oh, I want to play clarinet today on my bass,
Yeah.
and, or trombone.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those sounds come off of a bass.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, the last time you guys saw us, the last song we did, he did a flute solo on the bass guitar.
Yeah.
Yep. And you guys
Which
came
doesn't
out
make
Reggie's.
sense when you watch it. You're like, how?
Yeah. Where's that coming from?
And then,
even when I'm watching, I was like,
So when he's doing that, and then just to kind of shift. Those are kind of tell the band is actually kind of morphing. So I got a different guitar. I actually have an 8-string guitar now. The reason why I got the 8-string guitar is so I can play bass. So if he's playing a flute solo, there's bass going on underneath it.
Yeah.
So we kind of, and I think I talked about this last time, but get away from the whole the guitar is the only solo instrument in the band.
You've thought of everything.
Well, it's kind of like
It's also utility though.
Yeah,
we only have 3 guys.
We only got 3 guys, and it's kind of like the transgender thing, we don't let the barriers stop us. We just kind of.
You're like a whole orchestra in one.
Yeah,
like 3 guys, one orchestra.
The thing, we kind of Rush pioneered that, the band Rush, because they had bass pedals and everybody played synth.
That's right. Yeah.
Even the drummer Neil Peart had stuff that he was wired up for synth and stuff on his kit. So they could have this really full sound as a 3-piece, and they could just experiment with it.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Mike, any special effects on your drums?
Well, soon.
Soon, yeah, we're working on that.
I have a roll-in kit that
He does
have a
he
roll-in
does.
kit.
Yeah,
that will maybe make its way eventually.
We'll see.
At least some pads.
Yeah. Thank you. You rock.
So for you,
Good looking out.
What was your musical journey? What started?
So I started on the piano, just coincidentally.
Which is
and
also a
then-
percussive instrument. to be clear.
Yes, which is how I feel that I play or approach the drums. I feel like is a more
Your fingers bleed a
expansive
little bit,
instrument
right.
instead of just play a beat. And then I just got drums because I had 2 best friends that played guitar and bass in high school.
They needed a drummer.
And they needed a drummer for their punk band. And those were just my best friends from junior high. So
What was your punk band called?
Dutch Oven.
Nice. Love it.
Do you know me?
I think I know you.
Oh man.
Dutch Oven. I
We grew up around here.
Yeah.
That's right. You were Elmhurst.
Yeah. This is Mike's hood.
That's hilarious.
So they were like my junior high and high school friends, and so we just fucked around.
That's hilarious. I've seen you guys live before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Were we clothed?
It was at school.
Okay, so you
Were we?
You were.
Were we as women?
Yeah.
Were we dressed?
You
Was it
guys
a talent
played,
show when we were as women?
You guys played the song Beef Curtains.
Yeah.
They let you play that in high
You
school?
have no
How'd
one
you
knew.
get away with that?
None of the
No one
teachers knew what it
No
what
one
it meant.
knew. We're like 16, and then that's in like all the talent shows credits.
There was a band
They're like this next song.
taken off of our talent show because they were like screaming
we were
and
all dressed as
swearing.
I don't remember
Oh.
that. I remember the
maybe one
the vocalist, guitarist, or whatever he was. He was like, this next song's called Beef Curtains. He's like, you guys know what that is, right? And then you guys played the song. And all the teachers were like looking at each other like, is that bad? We don't know.
Went right over their heads. Right?
That's fucking hilarious.
Awesome.
How
In
old
all
were you,
world.
Luca?
I don't know. What year do you...
That would have been like 98-ish, 97, anywhere from 96 to 2000.
Okay. I was probably a freshman or
You
sophomore.
graduated in 04.
I graduated 03.
03.
So yeah, it must have been
I was either a freshman or a sophomore.
99 or 2000.
That's
Something, but I just remember.
Oh my god.
That's fucking hilarious. This kid legit stands up. He's like, "This next one's called Beef Curtains," and he said, "You guys know what that is, right?"
Wow.
Then they played the song.
Yep.
That's
great.
so funny.
Insane. All right.
Wow.
So they were how I started playing the drums. They were my high school best friends, and we just did stupid
What are
crap
they
like
doing
that.
now?
Yeah, what a small world.
One of them's in California. He's working for some museums, and he's a designer. And yeah,
Wow.
you
Came a long way since Beef Curtains.
You experiment when you're younger. You have no fear.
So
and
Mike brings in the punk.
So I have the punk and
Attitude.
energy, and I was always gravitated toward the punk and fast and just energetic stuff. And so I was like a Fat Records propaganda person. So just energy. And then 10 years ago is when I met my metal bass player, common law friend, who we did Arbogast together, and then now Mind Collapse.
I remember Arbogast.
And that's where I just turned into more of a metal person from a punk person. And jazz was just always a love, so incorporated it all.
Nice. Now, do you still dabble in piano?
Kind of.
Keyword is dabble, right?
He only covers Beef Curtains.
I have a 3-year-old who doesn't let me play a piano. Anytime I start, he smacks my hand away. So I'm trying.
No.
Mine. So I'm
No.
So you still have a piano at home, but you just can't play it.
I keep getting inspired though. Like a couple months ago, I tried to get Eric's loop pedal to do loops because I love the rhythm, the bass side of piano, of course.
You should get like one of those small little MIDI keyboards and incorporate it in your drum set.
Yeah.
Why not do both?
You should, yeah.
My whole
Do it.
My
You
whole
know-
thing
Keith
with
said
shows
so.
is to not bring drums.
And he's been
wanted me
really
to bring
successful at this.
more stuff.
For kids and 3-year-olds, I bought them as gifts. They do make those baby play mats that you step on, and they play play too underneath, you could use that too.
That might be a good idea.
That's even more stuff you could bring.
Yeah.
You can bring something to the show, Mike. Something besides your sticks, right? Yeah. But he has and it's kind of in the business world of I work in IT, so there's this principle of laziness, which is actually an efficiency thing.
Right.
And the idea is
we're all bringing the same freaking drum sets.
Right.
Yeah.
Just bring
Everyone's
what's needed.
got the same 5 pieces.
It's completely based around utility, right?
Yeah, I'm that bass player that's like, hey,
can I use your cabs?
Yeah, can I use your cab? Can I use your Ant-Man? Can I?
Yeah. Actually, I did our customary emails out today to the other bands on the bill are playing Saturday. Hey, can we use your cabs? And is somebody?
Because we're lazy.
Well, you know the drummer for the headliner, so you're dealing with that. But yep.
Well, we're talking about it. What show are you playing on Saturday?
So Snow Burial, our good friends, are releasing their next album on Prosthetic Records.
And Snow Burial, if you're listening, can we use your amps?
Right. Yeah.
You
guys got us right.
I can't see that being an issue.
You guys got us right.
They've got endorsements coming there.
Last time we played, actually, last time we played, I used Ben's cabs on my guitar, so because I want to try them out. And he's like, "Yeah, that's cool, man." So, so we're going to be playing at the Cobra Lounge Saturday with them for the release. We're opening up the show, so yeah.
Nice.
What time does that show start?
That's a good question.
Who else is on the bill?
That's a good question.
That's also a good question.
Snow Burial.
Yeah. Snow Burial.
We'll get back to you.
Yeah, we'll do
more details later in the show.
When I am able to work.
We caught him off guard.
I will say this about.
I'm usually prepared for you guys.
I will say this about Snow Burial. Every time I see them live, they are like the loudest.
They are loud.
Local band.
They're like the Testament of Chicago.
So
they're competing with Scientists, right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're loud.
All right, so this Saturday, September 21st, Cobra Lounge, doors 8 p.m. The show probably starts around 9-ish. 8:39, right? So the other bands on the bill besides us, we open are Escape Is Not Freedom. Wow, that's a mouthful. And These Beasts. And then Snow Burial is the, of course, headliner for the show. Cobra Lounge, that's Ashland and Lake Street. Yeah.
It's going to be heavy. It's going to be nice.
Yeah.
And they've got a lot of delicious beers on tap, too, over there.
And some good nosh.
Yeah, delicious food. Let's play another Sons of Ra. We've got 2 more tracks left for the night. So
let's do the long one.
This one's called The Long One.
Yeah, the long one.
What's this one called?
Ra Reanimator. This
Sounds
is
good.
Yeah.
I'm a dude, and I'm inviting you to join me on a podcast about brews.
Does that include stouts?
Yes, of course it includes stouts. Like I was saying, join us every Saturday on the journey into...
Hey, wait a minute. Do you guys do anything about like IPAs?
Yes,
Stuff like that?
Yes, we do IPAs.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, join us on the Journey into Comics Network for Brews with Dudes.
Whoa, hey, have you guys ever... Do you care if I bring some Zima on?
Yes, I care if you bring Zima. Zima doesn't count. Zima's... Dr. Dongo. Anyway, join us every Saturday for a podcast that delves into the craft brew world.
Hey everybody, this is Endostalgia at the Metal Experience, and our music will make you shit your pants.
All right, we are back. The Metal Experience, rocking out in the back of Fitz's Spare Keys with Sons of Ra, and that was the track called Ra Reanimator.
Very good.
One word, 2 words,
It's
3
got a
words.
hyphen in it, right?
Yeah. Hyphen, yeah, that works.
Ra, is that like from the movie Reanimator? You're just like, no, this is our version.
Yeah, well, it has the feeling of that. So, and this is Ra, Sons of Ra, so,
Reanimated.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody hooked up jumper cables to our corpse 5 years ago and got us rolling again.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then another year ago.
Another year ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
All
we
right.
needed to be reanimated again.
So then, when you guys are coming up with these titles again, I mean, is it like, do you write the song and then after it's done, you come up with the title, or you come up with the title, then you kind of
Sometimes.
feel around?
I don't know, man. This one's yours. How did you come up with the title?
Yeah, definitely. No, it's definitely write the song and then.
Yeah.
What does that feel like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Because the other one's A minor. That's just the key of the songs. And we never came up with a title for it.
Yeah, and that was like, we got to call it something.
Then it became too late to call it something.
For a year, so we gotta put a name on
Do you
it.
ever come up with funny working titles?
Song 4.
Oh yeah.
Always.
So what's the funniest title that you've had for a song?
Not with this band, but Cougar Hunter.
Wait, you were in a...
is
Oh, I
one
thought that was the name of the band.
that we were calling. No.
Name the song.
Cougar Hunter.
Stupid names that's the problem. They stick.
They do.
Like, because you end up playing them for like 6 shows with that stupid name. And then you're like, you can't remember the new name because you're like, no, Cougar Hunter, right? Oh, yeah. You gotta say what the new title is to reference the old one, and it's just.
Yeah, we had a lot of one of the bands I was in. A lot of inappropriate now titles like Bitch Tits was one. Shit Fuck was another. I mean, just
That's what's called Shit Fuck.
Yeah, those, like I said, working titles.
Yeah.
The other one was Jingle Cats.
Jingle Cats.
Yeah, and it was a doom metal band. Yeah.
I like Shit Fuck. I mean, all those titles actually work perfectly for a doom metal band.
Yeah, Jingle
so.
Cats. This was called Jingle Cats. Right? Yeah.
So the working titles became the actual titles because those all work for doom metal bands.
Sometimes, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Luco?
Sex was called Bitch Tits.
Well, we could rename your segment if you really wanted to, but it's about that time.
All right.
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found!
Only on the Metal Experience.
All right, this week and every week, always brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings. Your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. This week, we feature our second out of the 3 latest Reverb Nation winners. Heyo! This one is the band Runaway. They're from Provo, Utah. Provo. Well, all right, kind of like Provolone. And we have a 2 for you tonight. This is Ghost, then the song Leave, and Leave features Joseph Todd of Bloodline. And you can check out both these songs also on the band's YouTube channel. They have music videos for both. Let's do it. This is Runaway with Ghost and Leave.
full of emptiness. Recollections to suppress. Whatever it's worth, I'm in all my words. Do you read those letters? I can't help but wonder. Can you hear me? I feel your ghost. I feel your ghost. It's what haunts me most. It won't let me go. I feel your ghost. I feel your ghost. It's what haunts me most. It won't let me go. Why'd you walk away? 'Cause 5 years later, This is not rock and roll!
You're goddamn right. This is the Metal Experience, and now back to Morgan and Luco.
This is Justin.
This is Dustin.
Dustin's J&D.
Of the so-called Saints.
Or so-called Sense.
Tell your boys.
Or smile your boys.
You're listening to the Metal Experience.
Boom.
All right, that was Runaway from Provo, Utah, and that was a two for Ghost and Leave. Check out both of those on the YouTubes. And that segment's always brought to you by Imprint Recordings, your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs.
Hey.
Whew. That was tough. I'm going to take a nap. Thanks.
Nope.
Take it away, Morgan.
Nope, don't
You're
do
the
that.
best. I'm Luca Blaze with Morgan Danielle, rocking out in the back of Fitz's Spare Keys. Rocking out. Eric's slamming coffees.
Yeah.
I've had a blue drink. We got some anti-heroes over there.
Margaritas.
Keith's had a couple 2-tree margs.
And you're still sucking on that
Moscow Mule.
Moscow Mule.
Yeah.
No scow.
No scow.
It's getting slowly better.
Elmhurst Mule.
Yeah. Gotta let the limes deteriorate a little bit in the cup.
Eat the lime.
No, they're sour.
It's good for you.
It's good for you.
I had lots of fruit today, guys. I don't need more.
Eat the whole thing.
No, that's weird. Anyway, back hanging out with Sons of Ra. We've touched a little bit on the influences. Let's talk a little bit about the upcoming album release, because you're in the process of recording this right now.
Yep.
The music that we're hearing tonight is off of the upcoming release. So
Correct.
Do we have a title for the upcoming album?
Cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance. I like it.
Yeah.
And I know that you said you were going to do periodic releases where you release individual songs. So
Yeah.
by the end of it, in the time frame wise, when do you want it all released by?
When the songs are recorded and mixed and done.
But you don't have a timeline as to like when you want an ending point?
Like spring of 2020.
Yeah, that's probably realistic because things cost money.
Got it. Got it.
Yep.
Luca could be your band manager.
Okay.
I'll just be like, you guys, spring of 2020.
By that, I meant cheerleader.
Yes.
I'm gonna go take a nap now.
As our band manager, that means you have to carry our gear.
Right.
To all the
Jeez.
shows, you
Yeah.
know.
He's been a roadie before. He can do it again.
Or coordinate me using someone else's drums.
You got to wash your hands though.
Just
Right.
as good of a
Gotta wash your
roadie.
hands.
So yeah, I mean, right now, late winter, spring 2020. If we get everything done and we're happy with everything, yep.
So the songs we're playing tonight, they're fully mixed. Those are 100% good, ready
Those
to go.
right now, yeah, 99%. So we're gonna probably do one more round of final mixes and mastering for the entire album. So track to track, it's all
So
even.
it's all even, yeah.
But right now, for the individual singles, yeah, this week we're gonna actually drop a track this week from what we heard tonight. So people, they can go do pre-order on our sonsofra.bandcamp.com and they can get the track.
What's the new track coming out called?
We have to talk. We haven't figured that out yet. But I did
What's
get
the working title?
Bitch Tits.
No, it's one of the ones that we've actually heard.
We're doing shitfuck.
Yeah, shitfuck. Yeah, it's shitfuck. It's yeah, right. So and actually, as they're sitting here, I got the email from Nick Gurley for the artwork that's going to go up this week with it. So
Ooh.
yeah, it's going to
Get
be
a sneak
exciting.
peek and
But we're gonna
people
we're gonna
won't.
pick the song and we'll put it up Thursday, I think.
Yay!
Yeah. So
Now
it's going to be one
we're-
of the ones we've heard so far.
where can everybody find Sons of Ra online?
Everywhere.
And by that you mean
Yeah.
everywhere.
All right. So if you want to hear the stuff that's on Cognitive Dissonance, you have to go to our Bandcamp. That's where the material is. It's not streaming yet. So for right now, sonsofra.bandcamp.com is where the newest and the bestest music is. We'll probably do some video stuff too that we'll cut to these tracks of us in the studio and just other things. That'll be on our YouTube channel. So you can go to YouTube, Sons of Ra Chicago, find us there. And, that's kind of the main focus. We do have our older stuff on all the other streaming platforms. But right now we're really focused on getting people to go to our Bandcamp. That's where all the good stuff is.
The good stuff.
And
go ahead.
did you plan on having hard copies available eventually for this
Oh, yeah.
album?
So we have old fans that want CDs. So we'll have some CDs. And we're looking...
What do you mean, old fans?
So people...
Gray hair?
No. People literally over the age of 40.
We like CDs.
I like the
I
physical
still
copies.
buy CDs.
You do. You guys are anomalies.
I am waiting right now on the brand new Blink-182 that gets released in my
awesome.
house, and the new As I Lay Dying.
But
gets
you
my
guys
house.
are like consummate music fans too.
I'm
though.
listening to the
And
newest
you
Immortal
also,
Bird.
You also get that that's how bands
I like collecting.
make some sort of revenue.
Absolutely.
I like the
Yeah.
artwork and everything that
I do
goes
too.
into the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Me too, man.
It's
I
fun.
totally agree.
Same here. But I've noticed. I mean, just from looking at our fan base over the last years, and like just kind of seeing where people who consume the music, like the ones that want CDs, tend to skew a bit older, like the physical copies of things, whereas the younger fans want shirts and they want streaming, and they're asking about vinyl, of course, but.
I listen to
When
most
the internet
of
goes
my
down
CDs.
and everybody can't get music, what will happen?
Yeah, no, it's true.
Keith is going through that right now.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with living on
That's
the
a good
cloud.
point. I
is
just
that
moved and I
has
won't
no
have
internet
until
access.
Friday. And it's,
He's like locked
So he's got to
out
go
of
back and
life.
listen to all his 90s music on the CD.
Right. That's what we do. We're like,
right,
oh,
yeah.
CDs and
Back
records.
20 years, yeah.
Get the Walkman out.
Yeah. See if those cassettes still work.
I still have Cannibal Corpse in my Walkman.
That's awesome.
And it's in my nightstand. Probably needs new batteries though.
Oh, yeah. They're not corroded.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, I should probably look at that.
But yeah, so getting back to physical copies of things, yeah, so we will definitely have at least CDs. I'm looking into what vinyl runs. I've had conversations with friends and bands who have purchased vinyl just to get an idea. So that's something we're, like I said, looking into, but just given the high demand of people pressing vinyl right now, it takes a while, so we'll see what avenue we go on with that. And there's definitely going to be new merch. The stuff that Nick's working on will feed into that in terms of our artwork. So,
And you know what else is kind of newer is Morgan purchased a newer car.
Yeah.
It's a 2019, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't have a CD player in it.
No.
I don't like that.
And I was like, what
if
the
I get
fuck
a new
am I gonna
album
listen
and I
to?
haven't downloaded it on my phone or my iPod,
It's like the world's forcing you to go digital also.
Or you need a Walkman.
Whereas
I have an auxiliary cord and
Because
still just
bands
plug
are
it in
putting
my
tapes
iPod.
out now, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I have a 2001 and mine still has that CD player.
You
so
have a 2011.
That's what I said.
He was off by one.
I was off by 10 years. A 2011, and I'm still blasting CDs in there.
Yeah.
Blasting them.
Well, so to market research, you both, what do you notice bands are releasing? Like, are they
Yeah.
actually doing CDs, or do you notice that they're mostly doing some kind of just streaming?
I feel like they're doing both, but they're doing smaller runs of CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's also cool because the
what
smaller
do you
run makes it feel a little bit more limited
No.
edition.
Yeah.
No.
Uh-oh,
I'm-
Morgan disagrees.
No, not
No?
limited runs of CDs. Limited runs of vinyl has been a thing because then they do the
that's
different
been-
designs.
Yeah.
There's been locally more people doing it streaming wise because I think it's just more cost effective for them. However, the bands still, like nationally that I listen to, still put out CDs because I mean that's where their money is going to be. Because I think those third party sites take a
Hefty chunk.
Yeah,
they-
you don't
yeah,
make any money on
and that
streaming
makes,
services unless
right.
you're,
Those
you're
are just
on a label.
plays. That makes.
Right.
I mean, I still like supporting the bands
Yeah.
that I grew up with, but
And I feel like most of the local scene is
Yeah.
just like, listen, we just want the music out there, so we don't really care however
They put
you
it
get
out
it.
streaming
So if
wise,
it's streaming,
so they have more money to put in their merch.
even if we're not
Right,
getting
make
much
cooler
money
shirts.
back
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
it, at least it's getting out there. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of all over
Unless
the
they
board.
do the pre-order, because pre-orders are becoming more of a thing in the local scene that we've noticed.
like packages and whatnot.
Yeah, so they can get the money ahead of time and be able to make that stuff that they're trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you gotta. I mean, money is not a finite resource.
not at
so, for us, the big thing is to get the album done to our satisfaction, get it out there, and then I think the other piece that we don't have because there's no recording industry anymore. There's no label system or A&R system that when you're coming up, when you were coming up, say 20, 30 years ago, you would get signed even to a small independent label, but there'd be somebody doing your PR for you. So they'd do a press release for your album release. They would pitch it out to all the different journalists and et cetera. So that's kind of the other sort of missing piece that's really kind of key, is to get it out under other people's radars, to get it on Spotify playlists where you'll start seeing some sort of return on streams, or some credibility with that is doing a PR campaign. So that's probably our, outside of the album production expenses, is doing a proper PR campaign to get it out there. It's probably our second biggest expense. And then, CDs are, we have I use a service that we can do on-demand printing, which is really reasonable.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah, so we could do runs of like 50.
Yeah.
And that lasts for a few shows or for a few months, depending on how we're gigging. And then, the vinyl's going to be the sort of see what that is. It's a kind of a mixed bag right now. So
That's really cool.
But there's a plant that just opened in Chicago that's doing stuff.
I did hear
Wasn't
that,
there only
yes.
like 2 in the U.S. that actually printed vinyl or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
And the wait time was like
And-
6 to 9 months or something crazy.
Which, okay, to be honest,
Otherwise, you had to wait for Czech Republic. You had to send
Yeah.
everything over
I
there.
am so surprised that it took Chicago this long to get something to do vinyl. Just knowing the music industry and some pivotal bands that have come from the city, how...
You had to find the equipment.
But the fact that it took them this long to be interested in it.
Yeah.
And just knowing that, vinyl within the past 5 years has made a comeback.
Yeah,
Luco and I, within the past 5 years, started collecting more than what we had originally.
It's supposed to overtake, right? I think the article came out a few weeks ago about it overtaking like other media sales like this year.
Really?
So yeah.
Dang.
I like vinyl. I like the different designs they make for it. I think it's really cool.
I think it's cool that when you open up, it's between the CD and the vinyl, you've got different layouts
I
and everything
noticed
too.
on the last Killswitch Engage album, because I bought the bundle that had the vinyl and the CD, that the pictures and the
pictures were
artwork were different than what it was.
Because
I thought
you
that
had
was
more
awesome.
layout space,
right? Which is
Yeah,
amazing.
and that's like going back to when we're kids. Like you go to the record store, or your parents had a vinyl collection if you got to touch it. Being able to open up like my mom's Hendrix collection and look at like the gatefold for Electric Ladyland or Black Sabbath Volume 4, or any of those
so
albums.
cool that your mom had that kind of.
Yeah.
Volume 4 to have the poster in it?
I don't know. I was like probably 4 or 5 years old, so if it did, I probably like
That would have been
crayon
snatched
over
out of
it.
your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I put crayon all over it and it got thrown out. So
I definitely did that to my uncle's Funkadelic.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Parliament albums.
Ouch.
Yes, I did. Yes.
Yeah, sacrilege.
Yeah.
Sacrilege now. It was cool back then, right? But, having those experiences, going back to the whole idea of like listening to music as like a thing you do versus like, I just got tunes on my phone or I'm going to pop a CD in my car and drive around. Like it's a soundtrack now. So it's more part of the background versus it being a thing you do, So, but I think vinyl kind of forces you to that commitment of like, you have a side of an album. You're not going to sit there and skip around with the needle. You're gonna drop that side and probably sit down and have a cup of coffee or a beer and relax,
Yeah.
What shows besides this coming weekend do you have coming up?
We got a few. So we're going to be playing after this weekend. We're at Livewire Monday, September 30th. I don't have a final confirmation on that, but it's with Furious Nick from Forever Deaf. So we're doing something with him for that. We're going to be in Lafayette, October 26th. That's
Doom
a
Room?
Doom Room show.
Doom Room!
North End Pub. It's his Halloween party. We're playing
Those
that.
are our dudes.
Yeah, he found us through
Morgan
you.
was just talking about the Doom
I
Room
told
today
Luco
before
now that he has weekends off, I was like, we gotta go to a Doom Room show. I missed that
I
Lafayette
don't have
scene.
weekends off yet. But soon.
When it happens,
You don't realize
that's one of the first things I want to go
how
to.
big their scene is for
And
a
it's so
small
tight.
college town.
Oh, it's so
tight.
amazing.
And
And
there's
they
a lot
treat
of
you
good
like
bands.
family. Their
Yeah.
hospitality, everything about
They are
that
so
scene
cool.
is just so humble.
And you play a Doom Room show, like they take care of you the whole time.
Oh yeah,
the whole time.
Yeah, we had a blast down there last time, but
Yeah.
we're ready to go back. So.
They're so much fun.
And yeah, Nick's been bugging me for a while, but now that we have our lineup stable, we have new material. Time for us to go back to Lafayette and have a good time. Have a good time.
Don't forget time change.
Yeah, that's
Don't forget.
That's a little weird, but
yeah. So this is the time we're playing a Saturday. I think last time we played a Friday night, and that was brutal.
That was
Right.
harder.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then after that, we have a show. We're playing with Without Light and Numerical Control Society at the Owl. I think it's November 21st. It's a Thursday, right before Halloween.
Yeah.
Not Halloween, the other holiday in the fall.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, yeah. And I'm drinking coffee. That's how that's why I'm not drinking any booze. Yeah, the other holiday, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's probably going to be it for the year unless something really sweet comes up, you know. So we'll have things come out as we're doing it. I think the big thing right now for us though is the album, getting it done, doing the releases, and then hopefully we can get back into tracking before the holidays hit. So.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're wrapping it up a little bit just because I know you've got to go to work. So we've got a few announcements before next week's show. Wanted to start with a quick story. Luco and I were at Kuma's Corner this past weekend. And it just so happened that we ran into somebody that we've been running into a lot lately.
This motherfucker's following me, bro.
Charlie Benante of Anthrax was eating.
I keep running into him.
at
Yeah, he lives in
Kuma's.
Schaumburg.
Luco ran into him
In the
in the
pisser.
men's room.
Yeah.
And
he was like walking out. I'm like, the fuck?
Yep.
Luco didn't say anything to him. Once
No, 'cause
again,
we're in a bathroom.
we missed the opportunity.
He's just a dude.
You didn't do the
But he
meme
was
where you
there.
stood next to him in the next pisser, go, hi, I'm Luco.
He was walking out as I
And
was
wink
walking
at
in.
him.
I'm just like,
Yeah. And then he comes back to the
You
table
like
and
metal,
tells me, and
bro?
I'm like, this is unbelievable. But anyway.
I didn't say unbelievable.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, this is pretty
Metal
cool.
Experience still needs to do that interview
We
with
saw
you.
him
We talked to you about
at
that
an
in March.
airport in Vegas coming back home. He was
Last
with his
month.
daughter, and Morgan's like, I'm going to go talk to him. I'm like, fucking leave him alone.
That's not
He's here
what
with his
I
daughter.
said. I did not say that.
She was like, I'm going to go talk to
I
him.
did not say that.
She was like, I'm going to go ask for
I
his autograph.
knew not to do that because it was 4:30 in the morning. Come on. I have.
Leave the man alone. He's just a person just like you and me.
Anyway.
Same thing when he's coming out of the pisser. I'm like, he's just a dude, man.
He's
He's
just
a fucking
pissed. He doesn't want to do an interview.
He's a
right?
fucking cool dude. I'm just like, let him do his thing.
All right. Off of that news, our friends in Blood of the Wolf are teasing a brand new album with new artwork up on their Facebook page. Check it
Nice.
out.
El
It's a
Cucuy.
pretty sweet dragon threatening some skeletons.
El Cucuy.
Won't tell too much more of that, but go to their Facebook page. Awesome. This coming weekend, there's a brand new show happening on
What?
Saturday at the 105 in Naperville. Really small venue, hard to find down in the alleyway, but it's really worth
It's
it.
legit in an alley.
It's called Cold Harbor. That's the band, Cold Harbor. Bind the Sacrifice, Station 6, and Hunter Black are playing there Saturday night. Our friends in Fool's Brew have announced that they are playing with Edema, Head PE, and Power Man 5000. Hello, early 2000s. Thursday, November 7th at Brower House. It is the Tonight the Stars Revolt Power Man 5000's 20th anniversary album show. So go see that if you're interested. Chaos Fest also happening this weekend, and that is going to be up in, I think that's his Rockford area, because our friends in Reckless Redemption are from around there. I'm trying to find where this is.
Roke or
Anyway, look up Reckless Redemption, and they have it posted on their page. But pretty sweet lineup happening Friday the 20th. It's going to be Ornaco, Black in the Day, So-Called Saints, 99 Proof Devils, Patrol at Dawn, Dr. Dick Ramirez, Bare Knuckle Bullseye, and Eyes from Above. And then Saturday is going to be Chaos Ordinance, Reckless Redemption, The Green Leaves, A Silent Truth, Oblivion Zero, Self-Imposed Exile, Faith in Vain, Marks of Grey, Central Disorder, and Silence in the Wake. So make sure you check that all out. Oh, it's at, I can't even read, Uncle Stevie's Roadhouse.
Uncle Stevie.
That's in Spring Valley. They had a venue change. Canadian tour with Victims going to be happening at the end of the month. They're going on tour with
Up in Canada?
a few bands. So make sure you follow Victims for more information if
You're in
you
Canada.
live in Canada. That's
Okay.
pretty sweet. Hey, our friends in Hemi have just announced that they're playing live at Impact Wrestling.
What?
They are playing Saturday, October 19th at Marionette Park, and they are playing that because their song "All Glory" is featured in the Impact Wrestling commercial. So make sure you check them out and
badass.
check out that promo video that they posted because that's pretty sweet that they're, that awesome. Just a reminder that the Dick Slapper Experience are searching for bands and a location for their final show ever in 2020. They're looking for bands that want to play with them for their last show. So
The
make sure
Dick
you check that
Slapper
out. Our friends in All Famous officially released their album early for Cycles. Make sure you check that out streaming-wise. Follow their Facebook page and find it on that. And our friends in Snow Burial. Is this Snow Burial?
Saturday.
Saturday.
They have a listening party at Bucket O'
Bucket o'
Blood Books and Records.
Oh,
That's
I-
sponsored by Revolution Brewing this coming Thursday. It's a listening party. They say come rip a beer or two with them and get a copy
At a
of that
bookstore?
sweet, sweet
Yeah.
Purple and Smoke vinyl ahead
Yeah.
of the
You can
release.
slam beers at bookstores?
You at Bucket of Blood, you can.
We've never been there, so I definitely want to check that out.
I
But he's
have
got
one more
softball.
thing I want to announce. Can I hijack your
Yeah.
announcements? So there's a compilation that's coming out. Actually, tonight's the release party at Livewire Lounge for Angry Peasants. It's an underground music compilation. We're on it. A bunch of other great metal bands, Pale Horseman, Scientist, and Mike's other band, Mind Collapse, is actually on it as well. But it's actually a double album release of local music. But yeah, if you go look at just search for Angry Peasants on Facebook, there's more information on that, and it's going to be up on the Bandcamp, and I think he's got CDs pressed for that as well.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
And just one more announcement. Our sponsored event is going on this coming weekend here at Fitz's Beer Keys. So come out Saturday and come see Extraction Point, Evelide, Scathing Torment, and Fate to Suffer. It's a $7 cover. Starts at 8, but doors are at 7. And we'll have a table with free swag for things for you to come and grab. That's for free. That's what free swag means. So I'll be the MC. Bunch of awesome bands playing Saturday night here at Keys in Elmhurst. So if you're not in the city, you can come to the burbs.
The Boybs?
Yeah. But that's all we got. So next week on our show, for the first time ever, Luke Server is back. So he's not with Opatia this coming time. He's going to be with his band Crusadist for
Cool.
Luco's 8-year anniversary with the show.
Cool.
So that is going to be super fun. I know the band is releasing an upcoming album that will be able to help them play some music off of.
Fuck yeah.
So we got one more track from Sons of Ra to play, and we want to thank the full band.
Yeah.
Full band. This is the first. Eric's
Cheers.
usually a solo dude, so
Yep.
you guys
we can
are
make it,
extra
thanks.
Yeah.
special and great
He decided to
times,
invite
guys.
you.
Yeah, we're excited
He's
for
like,
the
"I'm
full
honored.
album to come
I like
out.
these guys. I'll bring them with.
Yeah.
So the last
They're good.
song that we're gonna play tonight, what's it called?
Anti-Fragile.
It's
This is a reworking.
Yep, that is.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. Well, you guys have a great show Saturday night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we will be sure to post Thursday the new release track when you guys share more stuff and keep sharing the new material as it comes out.
Absolutely.
So, see you guys next week. All are welcome to come out. Fitz's Spare Keys Tuesday nights in Elmhurst while we record. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.